living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
What is going on, people? Welcome to the Let's Talk NFL Gameday Show on the Let's Talk Sports Network. This is week 9 of the 2022 NFL season. I am your host. My name is Johnny Cruz. I am the Yankee fan, and I am steering this boat today. So I'm going to try and make sure we don't sink it up in here. All right. We got a good show for you today. We got a couple guests that are going to come on. They're going to do some fantasy talk for you, and they're going to, for you degenerate gamblers, we got some gambling advice for you. Just kidding. But we do got some advice for you if you want to make some money. So we got a couple guests here. We got Scott Cove coming up from I-80 Sports. And then we also got my partner in crime from the Sunday Night Game Show, Mr. Rob Logan, coming on too. But before I go on any further about steering this ship, I gotta give a quick shout out to my boy Dan. He is the captain of this platform here. He is the one that built this here vessel, and keep on resting and recovering, my man. And we will try to keep steering this this boat in the right direction. So I got a couple of boys helping me steer this ship because they are not gonna let me ride this alone. So these two are definitely, them. They're all over the show. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe, smash that like button, hit the little bell so you can get notifications when we go live. But these two, they don't need any introduction, but they definitely deserve it. So got to give my boys their proper due. First up is Nick from the Nick Bodkin Show. So you know what I'm saying? He's definitely a drunken sailor. He's been drinking since last week when he buried his Packers. What's up,
Amen
bro?
to that. Hey, what's up, Johnny? Hey, appreciate it. Nice little intro there. Hey, Dan screwed with you driving this ship, but hey, we'll get through it, brother. We're here to help.
That's why he ain't leave me alone. He made sure I had a couple of dock mates there with me to make sure I don't, make sure I don't steer this into what. At least I don't got to worry about the Miami Hurricane, because that defense, we can just sail right through that. But I'm not going to bring that up, and hopefully Rob doesn't mention it either. I kept telling myself, don't bring up the Miami Hurricanes, but there I go. All right, next up, I know my man is a drinker here because not only is he on the Sports Buffoons, but he went solo with his Whiskey Sports. Give it up for Tanner. What's up, Tanner?
What's up, dudes?
What's up?
Chilling, man.
Did you see? Just want to put it at the top real quick. Did you see the Packers had to release their statements of the trade offers they tried to go after just to justify that they did try? I just want to put it out there. We knew it wasn't happening.
Why are we taking shots first thing in the morning? I mean,
Well,
we buried Tanner.
I thought you were still drinking. I thought Johnny just said you were still drinking.
we buried the Packers. You joined the funeral last Sunday on Sunday.
It was a great funeral too.
You were there.
It was actually a very nice one.
To the 2022-2023 Green Bay Packers season. So we are it's a new day, new birth. Will we be like Jesus and rise again? I doubt it this year, but maybe next year.
Well, you got a good test going on today where you at Detroit, so we'll see what's that. Like I said, they put a little scary to me last week, but we were lucky enough to come back and win that game. Like I said before, I got my two boys here riding with me, and we got a couple guests. And first up, like I said, this man doesn't need any introduction either, but he's gonna get it. This is Scott Cove. He is of I-80 Sports, and you see him all over here. He is a fantasy man, so let me bring up Scott so he can, knowledge you guys on some fantasy football and other stuff. What up, Scott?
I'm doing great. I'm sorry, Nick, for your loss.
Oh man, I kept telling myself, do I even go at him with the Packers stuff? But I was like, I'm steering a ship. My name's Johnny Cruz. A bunch of drunken sailors. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring up the funeral of the Packers. I'm sorry. So
we're gonna have to check on Nick every day to make sure he's okay pretty soon here, because he's getting a lot of shots.
Hey, it's all right. I'm used to it.
He can handle that, man. He's got some thick skin, man. He knows that. Scott, how you doing, bud?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
All right. Right off the top, you are the fantasy guy. So who is a must play for you
today?
Actually, let me stop. Let me go to my notes. I told you guys I had notes. I got questions. Think I'm playing? It's my show.
What do you got?
All right. The trades from this week. Do they affect people's fantasy lineups? Would you start somebody that just got traded? And if you do, who? Because people are miraculously not injured anymore that got traded. So what do you feel about the trade deadline and who got traded? Do you play any of those guys or what?
Yeah, it must be the water in Kansas City because Kadarius Toney all of a sudden is 100% healthy and ready to go. I don't know.
You got great water down here. Great water down here.
It's the fountains. Hey, Scott, he went into the fountains of all the fountains in Kansas City and took a bath in. And by God, he's holy again. He can walk. He can run. Can he catch a pass from Patty Mahomes? We'll find out tonight.
Great TV stream.
They talk about how good the water is in New York as far as the pizza and stuff like that, but I guess it's better in KC, man.
That barbecue, baby. He needed some KC barbecue.
Cheers, everything.
This Jeff Wilson is one Raheem Mostert injury away from being a top 15 running back in fantasy. Mm-hmm. And Raheem Mostert is, as we all know, the picture of great health usually. So that's one. Chase Claypool after today could be another guy that you might want to flex out and start. He's going to take some pressure off of Mooney. Mooney is another guy you want to try to get in trade or whatever. I can't really, TJ Hawkinson the same, going from Detroit to Minnesota.
So what about Claypool and Mooney here? Is Mooney probably a definite start?
Mooney was already starting to come on, and I think with the Claypool trade, he's going to be even better because now they can't double him. If they double him, Claypool's getting targets left and right. So I think Mooney is just going to keep ascending as the season goes on. So if you've held on to him all this time and you've waited on him, kudos to you. I mean, a lot of people have cut him, let him go. He's going to take off. It could start today.
Maybe not today, Scott, but Justin Fields has been ascending. I mean, the last 3-4 weeks, he's been top 5 fantasy quarterback because he can do it with his legs and now he's got some receivers, so he's going to be doing it with his arm. Where we placed in kind of in rest of the season rankings on these three guys, Mooney, Fields, and Claypool, and maybe even Monty because they didn't trade him either.
Fields could very easily be a top 10 quarterback the rest of the way. I think that his schedule coming up is very nice. He's got Detroit coming up. I think he's got Atlanta coming up. Miami is a solid defense, but Bradley Chubb, who they just traded for, it's going to take him probably a week or two to integrate into solid play. I don't.
He's the one person I'm worried about today in that game.
Yeah. I don't think he's getting 100% of the snaps or close to it, but I think he's going to get a lot of snaps. But I think Fields is on the ascension up. Yeah. I think Montgomery is going to stay the same probably. I think the guy that's probably going to take off, the two guys, Mooney and Cole Kmet, because now Cole Kmet gets that middle of the field wide open against linebackers. He could ascend up, not to a top 12, but to a top 15 probably. He's been non-existent this year.
That was a big tight end too going into the season.
It was. So, but Mooney's gonna flourish. I think you can expect 15 points a game from him the rest of the year, starting today. I think today he's got a good shot at getting the 15 points. So
I see the subtle shots with everybody going with Bears players and stuff, but be careful with Mooney. I'm just gonna tell you this: be careful with Mooney because they're probably gonna put X on him because I doubt Claypool knows the playbook. Just saying. So Cole Kmet and those running backs though, and if you got Justin Fields, play him. Like I said, I'm worried about the running game.
A go route's a go right, Johnny. We talked about it on Wednesday show. Go route's a go route. I
don't fear Chase.
Fly route's a fly route.
I don't fear Chase.
Hey, Darnell Mooney said Chase Claypool first practice. 2 guys on him, went up and just mossed him. Claypool, the thing about Claypool, you look at him, he's got the physical, just oozes the athleticism and athletic ability. But does he have it here?
Right.
Instead, he's doing this.
That's what I was just about to say.
I'd like to see that change.
He's got the physical talent. It's just like you said, between the ears. So if he goes to Chicago with a mindset that I'm going to ball, then I would be worried about him. But we just shut him down a couple weeks ago. Like I said, a fresh start. He may be feeling good in Chicago, but like I said, just be careful with Mooney, but definitely go with the running backs. That's all I'm saying.
We've seen players come out to get traded to different teams and they show up. Alex Smith was one for the Chiefs. Yeah. We could see a Chase Claypool situation. Sometimes a fresh start, a new scene, just a new opportunity kind of re-energizes a lot of these guys.
Yeah, and the thing with the Bears now is they have two basically number one wide receivers on their team. Claypool can be a number one wide receiver. Don't know if he has the mindset to be that. He can be. He's got all the talent in the world. All the talent in the world. All the athletic ability in the world. So I just think Mooney is about ready to come to the next level where he was before. And like I said, a lot of people dropped him. I picked him up in 3 leagues this week.
I held on to him.
Yeah.
I was a solid rock the entire year so far. Let's go, baby.
No, he's been a good player.
Here's baby. I held on to you.
Guys.
Here's the ultimate question. Do they trust Fields enough to throw the ball over 20 times every game? The ultimate question.
And stick with it.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next part of it because he's been averaging about 150 yards the last couple games. And the team, though, has been averaging close to 250 running. So even though they got themselves a nice, big wide receiver, I don't know that they throw the ball much. Another thing that's been going on this week besides the trade, Scott, is we've got some injuries. Mr. Jonathan Taylor ain't playing this week, you know what I'm saying? And then we got some guys that are gone for the season, like Michael Thomas, Rashad Bateman. Help these people out that just lost, you know what I'm saying? A key piece to their fantasy teams. Who should they be looking to pick up to help them out?
So
like Tanner said, he's one of them.
Terrace Marshall of Carolina, 9 targets last week, 4 catches, 87 yards. Carolina is going to be in a shootout today. I think Cincinnati is going to put points on the board. Carolina's going to have to match them. Carolina is in the thick of that division race. As absurd as that sounds, they're still in it. So Terrace Marshall can get you 6 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown thrown in. Cincinnati's down their top 3 cornerbacks. Awuzie's gone for the year. Eli Apple, if he's not gone, he should be gone.
He's already gone because he can't play. So he's already gone, Scott.
Right. And I think they're down to safety too. So to me, DJ Moore is going to have a really good game today. And Terrace Marshall is going to have a really good game today. He's coming on. He's getting the eye of PJ Walker. So that's one guy I would go after. DeAndre Carter and Josh Palmer are the Chargers. If they're on your waiver wire or you can pick them up, pick them both up. They're starting today for the Chargers. Justin Herbert's their quarterback. It's going to be a high-scoring game in Atlanta. I would look to those guys to pick up. Running back-wise, I think if Deontay Foreman's still there, and he shouldn't be there, get him now.
He's already in my starting lineup.
I couldn't even find Wilson. Like
Jeff Wilson's gone too.
People don't play with their fantasy.
Right. And one guy, Elgott. Okay.
There goes my camera.
Tanner, stop throwing up the porn sites, Tanner, man. Come on, bro. It's a family show, bro.
It's right.
Don't go to that website.
If you have Jonathan Taylor, look for Deion Jackson of the Colts to pick up. He's going to get 75% of the snaps in Indianapolis. Beware, though, the Patriots are really good against running backs. Really good, except for what Chicago did to them. So beware of that instance. Michael Carter, if he's still out there, I doubt he's out there. Pick him up.
I've been playing him a bunch.
Yeah. So just those guys there.
Likely
Kenyon Drake tomorrow night. Gus Edwards is doubtful. He's not going to play. So Kenyon Drake's another really good ad if you can find him.
Likely from Baltimore too, Scott.
Yes.
I like him.
Yes.
No Mark Andrews. We saw Likely ball out on that Thursday night game.
Yep.
Where he absolutely, what do you have, like 6 catches? I felt like it felt like Lamar was going to him as like kind of the number 1 target, and it seems like Mark Andrews is banged up.
Yep.
I want to ask you a quick question because we mentioned the TJ Hawkinson trade.
Yep.
It seems like Kirk Cousins, I mean, that's the tight end's never been, he hasn't had a guy like TJ, but it seems like, going to the tight end's never been a key aspect, right? Even in that offense, you look at that whole offense as a whole, even dating the Rams game, they didn't, it's not like they had guys that like set records or anything like that. Should TJ Hawkinson owners be worried now, or should they see an uptick? What's your thoughts there on Hawkinson?
What you saw in Detroit is probably what you're going to see in Minnesota. Detroit had Amon-Ra and DeAndre Swift and Josh Reynolds. Minnesota's got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I think his production is going to be the same. I don't think it's going to decline, and I don't think it's going to go up because Justin Jefferson's a guy that gets, 12 targets a week. Thielen gets about 8. How many more times is Kirk Cousins going to throw it? So today, I wouldn't expect much out of him simply because new system. He's got to learn the playbook. I would expect 6 or 7 points out of him, maybe 10 if he gets a touchdown. But
I think they got it mainly for the run blocking more than, you know what I mean? Like TJ's so good in the past, but like the dude is a dog when it comes to run blocking, and he's an upgrade in what they had in Irv Smith in both categories. But when Irv Smith goes down pretty much for the year, it looks like now they bring TJ in. I think that was more for, hey, we need a guy maybe one of the best run blocking tight ends outside of George Kittle. Let's bring him in.
Yeah,
and let's run that.
I will say this about Kirk Cousins. This is a total revenge game for him. He's going back to Washington. So if they have the game in control and he can throw another touchdown pass, he's going to try to do it.
Isn't it like a 1 o'clock game anyway? So,
1 o'clock game.
He knows how to play at 1 o'clock. So
absolutely.
So they should be all right. I know you got to get out of here, Scott, but before you go real quick, I know you placed a little wager here and there. Do you have something that is like if you want to make some quick easy money for us rookies out here, place a quick bet here?
So I like Atlanta today. I like them a lot at home against the Chargers. First place. Chargers are all kinds of banged up. It's not only this top 2 wide receivers, it's defensive guys as well. So they're a hurting team coming into Atlanta. I know they're off the bye, but they're traveling across the country. They're playing a 10 a.m. California time game. That's never a good sign for them. The other one is the Raiders are 2.5-point favorites. How that happened, I have no idea. Jacksonville's a bad team, I know. But again, Raiders coming across the country, playing a 1 o'clock Eastern game. It's never a good thing for teams. And the over-under is almost at 50 right now. It's like 48.5. There's no way either team is getting close to 48, both teams.
Yeah, I'd take the under, yeah.
I was about to say, I think I picked the Jags on Nick's show on Wednesday too, so I'm with you on that one.
And the last one, I think Miami's winning by at least a touchdown today at Chicago. So I like Miami a lot. I don't think Chicago's defense just traded Roquan Smith. Robert Quinn's gone. Defense is really not that great, and they took their top 2 players out of that defense. I think Tyreek and Waddle are going to have huge games today. I just don't think they're going to be able to compete with the speed. So I like Miami a lot too. So those are my 3.
Well, I definitely like Miami a lot too. So
I
appreciate you coming on, Scott.
Sure thing.
Enjoy the games today, man. You have yourself a good day.
Take care.
Kick ass on your shows today, man. Have a good one, bro. Be safe.
Good luck to the Dolphins and Packers today. Hope they win.
Hey, we need all the luck we can get.
Yo, help Frank Wright. Help Frank
camera.
Wright get up out of there. Go ahead and help Frank Wright get up out of there.
This is the camera. Take care, guys.
All right, buddy.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Later. Tanner, you made it back.
Lord mercy, dude.
What's up? You okay?
Yeah. Like I lost complete internet connection too. I don't know. It like freaked out on me.
Hey, hey Tanner, we're gonna start a new show here soon. It's gonna be called Between Two Cruises. I'm gonna host it, and it's gonna be with Johnny and his son here. As his son is Jeff Wilson's gonna be a big help with Mozart for over 100 yards rushing. So hey.
He's definitely going to get some carries. Scott was talking about, I don't know if he gets 100 yards, Jeff Wilson himself, but I don't think it's just a matter of Mostert getting injured. I think Wilson knows the playbook already.
I'm a little upset at myself.
And McDaniel specifically wanted him. Once the Chase Edmonds thing didn't work out, and then Denver wanted him as part of the deal, like I'm sure he went up to Chris Greer and said, yo, get this kid. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to play, and he's going to play a lot. So. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, but I'm looking forward to that show, Nick. So you'll say whenever you're ready to put that together, me and my son will have some fun on that show.
Whenever you guys want, hey, we'll just do a Bodkin special.
I was about to say,
hey,
I was
Bodkin special.
I'm telling you, bro. These minds are simpatico, bro. I was just thinking, bro, we could just do a Nick Bodkin show episode and just you'll stay have us both on there.
Hey,
all right, well,
between two cruises, what I'll call it.
That's cool. Like I said, dude, I was jumping all over the ship stuff because my name's Johnny Cruz. So of course I'm steering the ship, and I got my two drunken sailor, dock mates with me, so I'm good.
Nick Bodkin's playing the role of Galifianakis. Yeah, that should be interesting.
Exactly. Tana's reading my mind.
Shit. Yeah, that would be some fun, man. All right, so we got another good guest again. Doesn't need any introduction, but he definitely deserves it. Mr. Rob Logan of Rob Logan Sports. He is my, partner in crime. Like I said earlier on the Sunday night post-game shows. What is going on, Rob?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everything?
Hey, what's up, Rob?
How's everybody's Sunday?
Good, man.
Good.
I'm just trying not to sink this.
3 o'clock Central Time. I'll tell you how good my Sunday is. If Lions, brother, it's gonna be real bad. I mean, I buried the Packers, but hopefully we can, just come on, beat the
resurrect
Lions.
them.
Please beat the Lions.
Yeah.
Jesus, boys, I might be passed out drunk on my freaking porch if we can't beat the Lions.
Like I said, dude, they had me nervous last week, man. They had me nervous. The Lions had me nervous this week. All right, Rob. So how you been, bro?
Doing good. Hanging in there. Watching some games. Watched a lot of college games yesterday. That was really cool. And
I don't want to talk about old stuff, but go ahead.
Yeah, and then excited for today, though. I'll tell you, a lot of good games today. Hopefully, my Chargers. It's going to be that's going to be a tough one. I'm kind of with Nick with kind of writing off the Chargers for now. They have way too many injuries, way too many injuries. I mean, I think Josh Palmer is going to be their number one today. So, Herbert is definitely going to have to kind of rely on Eckler, I believe. And it's probably going to be Eckler out of the backfield catching the ball because for some reason the Chargers can't run the ball whatsoever. I think they're the worst in the NFL at rushing right now. So, they're really going to have to rely on Herbert's arm and throwing it to somebody out there that hopefully can catch it.
That's crazy to think, man. All right, well that leads me right into my first question that I have here for you, Rob.
I had a question.
You know that I'm not much of a gambler, like but I know you put it down. So, can I get for us youngins or amateurs in the game, something that you would consider easy money or as close to a lock as you can think of?
Well, if you're really looking at the way that some of these spreads are going, the Jets game, a lot of money is going on the Jets to cover. That might not be that bad of a bet. I would go that way. Right now, the line is 11-11. It was up to 12.5 earlier in the week, so it has come down. So quite
10.5 too on most sites.
Yeah, so it's even coming down even more. So that's an interesting one. That's one of the more of the larger drops so far this week as far as money goes. But Jets are playing well. Buffalo, Hines is going to be added to that offense, so we'll kind of see what happens with them. But that might not be a bad bet. Jets are at home, so I would go with that with the Jets and getting those points.
I like that. I don't mind that at all.
Hey, I'm a disagree. I'm a disagree. Hey,
go ahead, bro. Speak your mind.
Maybe because I'm too high on the Bills, and I mean they didn't cover against the Packers last week, and it was 10.5, and it was a 10-point game.
Yeah, it started out at 11 on Wednesday. But for that game,
what is it right now? I have 11 still.
It's so I have the updated here 10.5 on most sports books. It's 11 on PointsBet. But 10.5 is your majority.
Yeah, I mean at 10.5, I think the Bills still cover. Like the Jets aren't that good. Like I mean, Josh Allen. I mean the Packers defense picked off Josh Allen twice to save us from not being, not the blowout.
Yep.
You know, like that's the only reason that game was any close. Like it should have been a 3-score game against the Packers. The Jets, I mean, they did beat the Packers, which, I mean, at this point in time, that's like saying beating the Lions. So, I mean,
be careful what you're saying. You're playing them today, so.
You know, I just say that because we got a comment from my buddy here. He chimed in. He's saying Lions over Packers 100-0. So he big Lions fan told me he's going to be drunk dialing me later. So we usually talk after every game. But
hey, if it was college teams, I would, you know what I'm saying, I would probably put money on that.
I just think the Bills are such a wagon that they'll cover, Rob. I mean, it's a high spread.
Listen, the thing with that too is that usually when divisional games, they are usually low scoring. Mm-hmm. So if the Bills don't score and put up a lot of points, I think the Jets will hang. And that's why I would just take the points on that one. Usually these divisional games are usually really tough, like nasty games that, kind of they might pull away a little bit later, but hopefully it'll be within that 10-point spread.
Yeah, your over-under right now is 46 in most sports books, 45.5 in FanDuel. I really like the under for this game because I think there will be a little bit more defense than anything.
Yep.
Wow, see that's how inexperienced I am. I was on the other side and talk about Buffalo's gonna put it on them, and the Jets may score something, so they may go over the 45. So that's how much I know as far as betting.
45. I would take the under. I mean, it could be 27-0 is what I mean 27-10.
Yeah,
or something like
Right.
One game I want to
see why I don't gamble.
Rob, what's your thoughts here on Colts Patriots? I mean, it's -5 New England. I kind of like New England because we've seen what Bill Belichick does to quarterbacks who, first-time quarterbacks going up against him. Sam Ehlinger in his second start. I mean, we saw what he did to Zach Wilson last week. I kind of think similar thoughts here as far as, Patriots, Colts.
Yeah, I mean, this one too, if you're kind of just reading things and if you're just paying, attention to the numbers, that the way the numbers went would say to kind of go with the Colts. But for me, using my head and kind of looking at things, I would override the numbers on this game and I would go with the Pats. And I agree with you with that. I just think that right now the Colts have, some things going on, and the Pats are, they are the Pats. I mean, they have great coaching. They're always well prepared. So I would go against what the numbers are saying on this game, and I would stay with the Pats.
Yeah, and this one opened up even, as you guys can see here. There's a really good deal here for the Pats at -107 for a 5-point spread on PointsBet. But I do like the 5.5. I'll even take the 4.5. I believe that it'll be a touchdown plus game.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I got a question for both of you guys since Tanner gets down with this too. I've had some people telling me about the prop bets, and I should check out the prop bets. How do you guys feel about those? And if you like those, are there any that you would say yes, definitely play this? Because apparently I could have paid for the house already if I would have been taking Tyreek Hill's total, his yards for every game this year, because every game is like 60, 70 yards, and he's been blowing that out the water. So.
Yeah, I got your boy Jalen Waddle in one today. I'm trying to open up my bets here.
You talking about Jalen Waddle? Let's see.
Yeah, I think I took one it was like plus 60 yards or something like that.
I like prop back bets for the sake of it keeps the game interesting.
It does.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of like the fun bet. As far as making, trying to maximize your wealth and your money, prop bets I don't think are going to really do that for you, but it will make things interesting, and they're fun to do. I agree with that point, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, they've been good for the Thursday night football games to have on, because then it makes it interesting, because you're hoping that one guy gets that extra catch or don't catch that ball.
Or also too. Prop bets are interesting just because of with all the fantasy leagues out there. Right. You have your team, you're kind of rooting on your own fantasy team. some of the prop bets that go with your fantasy team is pretty cool to have. And, it just kind of adds to the excitement.
Good point.
Yeah.
I go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say another prop bet. The one prop bet I would think I like a lot today, that I put in a little parlay here. It's at plus 133, and that's Aaron Jones to rush for over 87 yards. The Lions can't stop the run. Green Bay, that's the one thing that they can do decently, especially with Aaron Jones. So I'd like to see that. I think that's kind of one of my favorite props of the day.
What was the yardage?
I was going to say, what was the number?
87.
87. Oh, wow. You can get it 65.5 over under here, but yeah, the spreads aren't the best either going into play. I actually like his.
That was on my bookie is what I placed that one on.
Gotcha. For Aaron Jones too, receiving yards over under, it's 27.5 across the board here. I kind of like that over for him this year, this game. Yeah, I think the running back's gonna be used a bunch this game.
Yeah,
I think on both ends.
Yep, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that the Lions use Swift a lot. I'm hoping for that.
Yes.
We just had Scott on, Rob. He said Swift's probably not playing a whole lot, still banged up.
I heard that. I heard that too. I've been reading him on my fantasy report, and but at this point, I just got to roll with it. I don't have too many options left open there. So
I was surprised. He only got a few carries last week, so he must not be quite all the way 100% yet, because they were Williams was running through us with no problem. So I'm surprised Swift didn't get a lot of carries last week against us. So. Yeah, you might be right about this week.
He's still banged up. He's another guy on my team. I got banged up, but that's okay. One guy that's not banged up is Devontae Adams, who had 1 point last week. Speaking of which, that Vegas-Jacksonville game opened up at 3. It's now Raiders' favorite 2.5 going into play. And looks like all the sports books here. Do we like that 2.5 for the Raiders?
I was on Raider Island on my show. Johnny.
Yeah, I took Jacksonville.
Gina both took Jacksonville.
To win outright and by more than 3.
I like the Raiders here. I don't think you shouldn't got blown out last week, but I don't think they get blown out against Jacksonville, who's been downtrended ever since after that first quarter of the Eagles game. So I don't know. I don't think Jacksonville has that chemistry just yet to be able to beat a team down like Las Vegas.
And Trevor Lawrence, I'll tell you, he's been so inconsistent. It's not even
so
funny.
Inconsistent.
I mean, if you catch him on a good day, then yes, he can put up some numbers, and Jacksonville would have a chance. But if he plays some of these games that he's played, he's so erratic, and I don't know what goes on with him.
What is going on with him, Rob? Like Trevor Lawrence, anybody can answer this, because 2 years when that kid was at Clemson, when he beat Alabama in the national title game, I was like, dude, this guy is going to be the next freaking this guy's. He was throwing some passes that only his guys could catch. He's smart, could run the football. When he got out of the pocket, was big, strong. You could hey, there's no wonder this kid is the number 1 pick. It was like watching Andrew Luck in college almost. And it just seems like Andrew got beat up by injuries, and that's why he had to retire. Why he retired so early. But what is going on with Trevor Lawrence? Why is he so inconsistent? Last year we gave him a pass, right? Because coaching was just absolutely, what I mean,
non-existent.
Yes, look like 2 monkeys humping a football.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when you go back to that Clemson team, that team was pretty stacked.
It was.
They had an incredible O-line. They had, receivers. They had a running back that was dominant. That was a really, really good team. So he had a lot of really good weapons there. Coming into Jacksonville, he got put into this really bad situation with the way the coach was there. I think that has a lot to do with it, because usually, in the beginning, these quarterbacks, especially the younger quarterbacks, are maturing. They're getting good advice on what to do and how to handle different things. And I think that point in time where he had the ability to learn was non-existent. So now he's kind of dropped into this situation. Doug Peterson is a really good coach, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. He's a good offensive mind. And I just think that for Lawrence, it's just taking him a little bit longer to really, get used to the, don't forget, it's a new offensive coordinator too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's taken him a little bit of time. I mean, like I said, he has flashes of really good games. I mean, I witnessed a really good game when he played against the Chargers that day. So he does have it from a physical standpoint, but for me, I think, between the ears is what really is holding him back right now. And hopefully Doug Peterson is setting him on the right path to become a better quarterback. Because, Nick, like you said, man, he does have all of the physical attributes. He has an arm. He's a bigger guy. He doesn't seem to really get hurt. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anybody, but he seems rather durable when it comes to the game. So, hopefully something will catch on with him. I still think he can be a good quarterback and will be, but it might be, a feeling out process for this year. And then we'll see kind of what happens at the beginning of next year, I think.
All right. And also look at the weapons he has around him. It's old man Marvin Jones Jr., Zay Jones, who's bounced around to 3 or 4 different teams. Christian Kirk is your elite receiver.
Right.
That guy's, it's not elite. All right. It's not elite. He doesn't have the weapons he's throwing to. So he's like, you work with what you got. I know. I get that. But also, you got to have some kind of help here. Like, his biggest target the last few games is Evan Ingram, who, knock on wood here, is staying healthy enough to be able to play this long in the season. So, like, now you just traded James Robinson, so now you're stuck with ETN and Shamako Hasty. Like, dude, look, it's still a team in progress too. You're not really giving the guy a fair shot going in play yet. Like, I think this year is what Rob just said. There's learning coming into play. There's teaching. Doug Peterson is over there with
his
him.
rookie year, right?
Correct. It's like a redone rookie year.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I mean, that's all young quarterbacks. I mean, not everyone is going to be Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? So Tanner, you got lucky. Not everyone's going to be Aaron Rodgers, and even Aaron Rodgers
Or Deshaun Watson.
Years. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, there's those dudes. There's those dudes that just hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? Rob with Justin Herbert. There's some guys that it takes them a couple years, and like Tanner said, you got to get them some help. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's not just the quarterback. So I got to see him play a lot in the ACC because my team is in the ACC. I'm not even going to say that they play in the ACC because they don't play much.
Johnny, man, that was the worst. I'm telling you.
Like
we don't even want to go there. I wasn't even in that.
I'm trying
in that direction. That was
trying.
horrible.
You guys brought up Trevor Lawrence and Clemson, so I mean, I had to touch.
Hey,
so.
God.
Did you guys see the Houston SMU score?
No.
63-77.
What?
Yeah, my buddy texted me that this morning and asked me if I saw it. I was like, nah, I didn't see that. He's like, yeah, 63-77. I get in regulation, no overtime, no nothing. I suppose they playing 7-on-7 out there. And I guess SMU or quarterback.
Who's the head coach? Who's the head coach or the offensive coordinator at SMU? If anybody can look that up, I believe it's the Hackett guy that was the OC of the Miami Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes fans wanted him out of there so bad. And now we got, you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
you're talking
we got
about
Gaddis from Michigan. But
Brett
anyway.
Lashley? Is that who you're looking at?
Yes.
Brett?
Yeah, Brett Lashley. Everybody was crying about his offense last year. As far as Hurricane fans, look, his offense works.
He's done pretty good
the
this year.
players. You got to have the players. So anyway, stop bringing up old stuff. So,
I wanted to bring up back to Trevor Lawrence. Like we said, we just haven't seen really improved from last year to this year, right? Like Justin Fields to me looks improved from last year. Now he can't get much worse than how they played last year, but new offense, new everything. He's got the same issues.
But that also took 6 weeks to get him to look like he improved.
And Justin Fields using his legs more than somebody like, Trevor Lawrence is just dropping back into the pocket and looking to throw. You have these other quarterbacks where if they have their legs, that kind of gives them a little bit of an advantage over some of these other quarterbacks who are just, pocket passers. So,
but he can get out of the pocket and run with just, he can move. It's not like he's a statue back there.
Yeah, no, I know he hasn't really shown to run really for whatever reason. But
I think Chicago kind of had to do that type of an offense to help Justin, whereas Trevor is more of a pocket passer. So Doug Peterson is probably trying to teach him more of that. Chicago was just out of desperation. We got to try to get some kind of offense going. So they're using Justin's best attribute right now, which is his legs. But I like Justin Fields as well. I thought he should have been the second pick, even though I like Zach Wilson and I think Trey is a work in progress as far as Trey Lance. But I thought Justin Fields, like, he was all kinds of disrespected that draft, falling all the way to 10, and people trying to say that the kid can't even play. I mean, come on now.
I like Fields better than I ever liked Wilson. I'm still not a Zach Wilson fan. I still want. I'm still not.
he's got like I said, they get drafted for a reason, so they all got something. You know what I'm saying? It's just situation is a big part of it, and you know what I'm saying, like who coaching is big time, the organization, the talent around them, like all that matters, bro. Like, trust me, as dysfunctional as the Dolphins are, bro. Like, we basically wasted Tua's first 2 years, even though he shouldn't have played the first year because he was hurt. But last year got wasted because the coach hated him. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, no, we talked about that on
develop.
We talked about that on my show Wednesday, Johnny, and I'll ask Rob the same question that I asked you on Wednesday. Like, it seemed like the first 2 years, everybody's so high on Herbert over Tua, and it was like the Dolphins made the wrong choice. Now it seems like it's reversed, where more people are backing Tua and backing away from Herbert. What's your thoughts on that, Rob? Like, are you still like, hey, we're sold on Herbert and maybe we should, or we wish Tua would have fell back to us? And then kind of double question here. I want to ask, you mentioned at the top with all the injuries. Is this gonna give their coach another excuse to continue coaching that team? Hey, I had all
get out of here.
I'm about to say, I ain't got no excuses for the coach, but nah, bro, that's
it's a two-part question there.
So, all right. So first,
no,
there are two different types of quarterbacks, and Tua is one style, Herbert is another style. Depending upon what your philosophy is, some people say a drop back passer throwing the ball down the field is the way to win in the league now. Others say, well, you need this quarterback that multi-dimensional. I mean, it's all kind of what the philosophy is, but I mean, let's just talk. I mean, Tua went from what he had the first 2 years as far as weapons go to two of probably the fastest receivers around with Hill and Waddle. I mean, his weapons just went from bare minimal to the cupboard is full. So that's a big difference of why he is playing the way he is right now, I believe. And which is good. I mean, that's the type of quarterback that he is, and that's probably the quarterback that he should be. I mean, he played at a high level. He played at a high level for a reason. I mean, this guy was, one of the, better quarterbacks in college. So it makes sense that he's going to play this way in the NFL. Now, my philosophy has always been, I like that drop back quarterback. I think Herbert is the quintessential, perfect mold for a quarterback, has a great arm, studies the game, knows what to do with the ball, doesn't really get hit too much. And, right now his cupboards are bare. Throwing the ball, his number one receiver is Josh Palmer right now. And after
DeAndre Carter.
yeah. And after that, I mean, really, I think they're picking up somebody from the stands to be the slot guy today, because they have nobody else. I mean, that's the problem. Now,
hey, I don't hear no excuse.
Put on that chin strap, Rob. Put on that chin strap.
Issue. Aaron Rodgers is dealing with the same issue. We got a bunch of bums too catching the ball.
But they're at least starters.
Nick, wait, what happened? Because
For nobody.
I saw a report that they were trying to get a couple of receivers at the draft deadline there, and they ended up not getting anybody.
Rob,
we knew the
Rob,
Packers weren't
Rob,
offering that
Rob,
big.
you want to know what happened? Hey, this is the scenario. I'm gonna play out the scenario. I'm gonna play Gunta Kunst, okay, real quick. I'm gonna play it for you guys. All right, here you guys. Hey, Aaron, you want who? Or you want Chase Claypool? Okay, let me write that name down. Chase Claypool. Brandon Cooks. Okay. Who else? Okay. All right.
DJ Moore.
Yeah. DJ Moore. Okay. Hey, DJ. Hey, Panthers GM. This is Brian Gutekunst of the Packers. We'll give you 2 7th-round picks for DJ Moore.
Yeah.
No? Oh, okay. All right. Let me. Steelers. Oh, the Bears are offering the second for Chase Claypool. We'll give you 3 6th-round picks in the future, and plus a washing machine. No. Okay. Who else? Brandon
Tony.
Cooks.
Tony.
Oh, he's got 18 million on. We can't even afford that. Bye. Darius Tony. Oh, his hamstrings hurt. We don't even want to take a risk. We'll let him go to the Chiefs and dip dive in the fountains. Click. Hey, everybody. I want everybody to know I tried. I tried to help out Aaron Rodgers. Well, who'd you try? Well, I tried all the guys on the list that he gave me. Doesn't mean that they offered the right amount. Come on. You can read all. He's got to say. What's he supposed to say? He's supposed to be like, I didn't try. Of course I didn't try. We all knew that they weren't going to make a move.
Yeah.
We all know that.
I'm feeling the same way with the Chargers. I can't believe they didn't make any moves either. And that's the reason why, going into the last part of that question, I don't think Staley is going to be, hopefully make it through the end of this season, because this guy is on complete thin ice. This guy is going to have to go. I would have gotten rid of him like during the bye week.
So you would have fired Staley last week on the bye, said see you later.
I would have said see you later. Arrivederci.
I agree with that. I'm going to put my 2 cents on the whole Tua Herbert thing real quick, just because I am a reasonable Dolphin fan, and my son actually is too, even though tree, huh? You know what? Not for nothing. Hey, he's more of a Tua fan than I am, but I like Tua. And if you look at the stats that he keeps playing the way he's playing,
he's
stats are stats. I'm just saying, because you were just saying
not even close.
He's not even
not even close, Johnny.
Okay, hold on now. I didn't want to turn this into this.
Don't get hit by the Bengals guy, and then maybe we can talk.
Well, okay.
Throw the ball away.
and he's done that, and he's 5-0 when he starts and finishes. Now, I know the finishes is the biggest part. Hold on. I know, injuries aside, the kid can play. He doesn't have the biggest arm. No,
he can play. Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I like him.
He can play. He's hella accurate. If you watch some of the tape, I mean, his anticipation is ridiculous. And the mad scientist in Mike McDaniel, is coming up with some, he's putting defenses in some crazy situations where you're getting, like Rob said, 2 of the fastest receivers in football wide open. Mm-hmm. And he's anticipating it and getting to them where they're going in stride. So, yes, they are great wide receivers, but he's playing well. Yes, he needs to stay healthy. He does not have nowhere near the athletic and talent that Justin Herbert does. No, not even close. But
I'd still take Herbert.
My son, of course. Most 99% of people will, but I'm gonna put this one up here for my son. not for nothing, but Tua wins games.
He does.
And I like Justin Herbert. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I was watching him the year before, hoping that he would come out his junior year, and he went back to school. So I'm happy for you got him. He's a baller. But those 4 pick sixes kind of worry me a little bit. He did that a couple of times at Oregon where he didn't come through in a big game. So that worries me. And I hate your coach, bro. You get that kid a good coach.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be on for you, Tanner. Yeah, you guys are gonna be battling for real. If he gets himself a real coach
as long as the Charger don't Charger, we're good. So
right.
Get hurt, lose half their players in week 3.
That's always possible, but at least you could do better by getting him a better coach.
Yeah,
that needs to happen. Like Rob said, it should have happened at the.
Hey, it might happen today. It might happen today.
If they lose today,
I was about to say, who you got at the Falcons?
The Falcons, the running team. Cordell Patterson's back. This is a running team, and the Chargers struggle against the win.
Yep. Yes,
You know
exactly.
My son is loving him.
Johnny.
It's
by the
all
way,
good.
and
Like I said.
Jonathan as well. I do want to point out one thing. Look, I love Tua. I am. Last year I hated him. This year I love him. I grew into him.
This is one of those. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but
do you know who else wins games? Who else wins games? Jimmy Garoppolo over there in the 49ers. Don't tell me just because you win games.
Hey, you know what? If Tua can get me to 2 Super Bowls or a Super Bowl and an AFC title game, I will take it, bro.
Hey,
I'm
that's
a
when
Dolphin fan. Don't forget,
I'm
not a Chief with Patrick Mahomes, where you just got a title a couple years ago, bro. Like we
that's
haven't
when you know
had
winning
nothing since
when you
Ricky
haven't won anything.
in
Just
the
give me
early
an
2000s.
AFC. Hey, that's when you know you haven't won anything in a decade.
Nah.
Just give me,
I think,
dear Lord, just give me an
Okay.
AFC championship game,
No.
please. Tua.
I said a Super Bowl. I said a Super Bowl and an AFC title game.
I'm glad we're not talking
with
baseball.
with the moves they making. We ain't talking baseball. I don't want to talk about it. Even though
I'm glad we're not talking baseball because I'd be in that seat right now. Just give me anything, man.
I don't want to talk about. Yes.
Hey,
right.
amen to that.
And you just won a few years ago too. But I'm just saying, the kid stays healthy, we can win games, obviously. So again, it's all about health. And then not for nothing, the only thing I'm worried about with his arm is like we're gonna have to travel to cold weather games. So that's where he's gonna have to show it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to see what he does in Buffalo, in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But they made moves and they went all in on him. And it's funny how Bradley Chubb is considered a top 10 edge guy. He goes to Miami and he ain't no good. The Dolphins trade for him, and all of a sudden everybody's like,
"Don't worry about Chubb.
Don't
worry about Chubb. Chubb will be just fine."
He's a good player, man. He's a good player.
Johnny, in all seriousness, and for both guys, I like both guys. I've turned the corner like Tanner has on Tua. I've apologized because I didn't believe into him. So hey, I'll admit when I was
a big hater last year.
You know what I mean? I was a hater. I was a hater on him and Jalen Hurts both coming into the year. I said they have the most to prove all season, and by God, they're both proving it. But the MVP talk, let's chill out. I tell Jonathan, hey, whatever you do, son, hey, chill out on the MVP talk.
This is one of those times where you got to just take your son over to the side and put your arm around him. We need to have a little talk here.
He is a grown man, so you'll say I'm gonna let him say what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? For real. I got your back, John, because when the end of the season comes, we'll see what happens. Like they'll never give it to him anyway. But just look at the stats.
That comment, you're out here embarrassing me now. Now, I think Tua might be an MVP conversation. I just can't say that out loud. All right,
you can't put that in writing.
We can't put it out there. We can't put it out there. Now,
dude. Now, let me ask you guys this for real. Like, again, as a Dolphin fan, and me and John talk about this all the time. Like, why does this kid get so much hate from the national media and stuff? Is it just what I think, where it's an easy talking point?
Are you talking about Tua?
They're all about clicks. Yeah, Tua. And all about
because he got all the weapons.
No. I'm talking about the hate that he's gotten the first 2 years.
Alabama kid. Coming out of Alabama.
It started in Alabama.
Now, on the offseason, he got Tyreek Hill. He has Jalen Waddle there. He got Chase Edmonds. They got Teron Armstead. They brought in all these weapons. So now they can talk hate on him, saying, oh, well, that's just a waste of all payroll because this kid isn't going to perform.
I wouldn't even say
graduates. It elevates the hate.
To me, it kind of started Alabama, right? And then the ownership, they did him zero favors. The hate started when Fitzmagic had that team rolling, Johnny, and that team was looking like they were going to make a playoff push with Ryan Fitzpatrick a couple years ago, his rookie season. And then at the All-Star break, their bye break, they were like, hey, no more. It's Tua time. But Fitzy's been lighting it up. We're making the playoffs. Like, we can make the playoffs. We can make the playoffs with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And you talk guys on that team. I've heard Kyle Van Noy in interviews say we was all behind, Ryan Fitzpatrick that year. Like we thought we were all buying in. We had a good mojo, and then nobody out of nowhere, they're saying, hey, it's Tua time. But
Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't even know, bro. That's the mystery in Miami. So that's the mystery in Miami. Was it Brian Flores or was it the front office? Because supposedly Brian Flores was like all pissed off because of the year before with the whole pay to lose games thing.
Yeah.
That because Tua shouldn't have played that year. That's what I'm saying.
No. Well, I think it was
they should have rode Fitz to see what happens and let Tua just learn for that first year.
Then they would bring in Fitzy in those fourth quarter magic. You know what I mean? Like they'd be down. Hey, we're down 14.
Making them look bad.
Hey, let's go. Bring in the lefty. And here comes Fitz Magic slinging it all over the field, and they would win games like that, and they just missed the playoffs. Like, so I think that's where the Tua hate really started, like cooking, right? And it doesn't help that the guy at that point in time. So you got this hate, and then you got Rob's boy Herbert, who is just taking this Chargers team, lighting it up. Despite freaking Dumb and Dumber being this head coach, you know, and continues to ascend this Charger team. And then you got the Dolphins here. So it's like, well, the Dolphins are just freaking idiots all in general. So I think it was all hate on Tua and the Dolphins more than just Tua for all the reasons.
Like I said, I'm just curious. Like the kid is suited. Like it was nothing but love for him when he's in Alabama.
Oh no,
as soon as the Dolphins drafted him, it was like
no, it wasn't.
I mean,
him taking over
Jalen Hurts. That's what I was hearing.
Him taking over Jalen Hurts.
Everybody hates Alabama anyway. I'm just saying. Like there was no talk about Tua not being a good quarterback until the Dolphins drafted him, and all of a sudden this kid can't play, can't read defenses, can't do nothing. That's what I never understood.
John, you got to tell us the story here. Well, there's a story behind this.
All right. Well, the year that the 1 year that Kyle Van Noy was with the Dolphins, we were playing the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna take it off the screen. We were playing the Buffalo Bills, and I mean. It was one of the best plays and worst plays at the same time because not for nothing, but Josh Allen does it to a lot of people. But he stiff-armed Kyle Van Noy so bad and just like basically just face mushed him into the ground. And my son like literally called me during that game and was like, "Are you kidding me? Our linebacker just got, you know what I'm saying? Just got smacked in the face basically by Josh Allen. Josh Allen completely ran him over with the stiff arm. So he's been gigging on Kyle Van Noy since that game, and I think it was like the third game of the season. And that was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh man,
he ain't letting that one go, man. He caught some feelings about
that to everybody.
Kyle Van Noy lost. That's what I'm saying. But Kyle Van Noy lost all kinds of respect. Like John was like, yeah, he don't even need to be in the league. He needs to just go ahead and walk home with Josh Norman and stuff. Just say you guys just go get a ticket on a boat somewhere. Just chill, man. Because Josh Allen basically did what King Henry be doing to people, to Kyle Van Noy, but it was bad, dude. Like he put his face, he grabbed his face mask and just basically put him to the ground, bro. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. But anyway, John, I got your back, bro. Like I said, if Tua keeps playing the way he played, we can win. Anyway,
you guys,
I didn't want to make sell Tua Herbert because I like them both. I like Herbert a lot, man. For real, I do. But like I said, we'll see what happens. All right. So before you get up out of here, Rob, is there? I had something here, man. Okay, well, I'll ask you this later on because I mean, if you got time, I was gonna ask you, what's the first thing for an amateur bettor? What's the first thing you look for when you're looking at a possible bet? Like, what's the, you know what I'm saying?
For me,
what's the first thing you research?
All right, so first thing you got to do is, you just said the magic word, research. You got to do your homework first before you obviously reach into your pocket and spend your hard-earned money on a bet. So what I like to do is I start the week out early by getting all the point spreads together, seeing what they are, seeing how things are going, and then for the week I kind of watch how they're flowing as far as going up, going down, and then where they end up. Come either Saturday or Sunday, right before you're going to place the bet. So usually I take that week's time, kind of watch the spreads, because really what the spreads are doing is when they're moving up or down, that's really telling you where, more money is going to, either against the, favorite or the underdog, and it's kind of making things flow. I like to kind of match my money up with the majority, just because I think that's a way to go. Unless, there's some things that you maybe know that you can't really overlook with the way the point spread is going. But I always try to follow the point spread. And because the point spread really does take into consideration any injuries and all that stuff like that. Because some people get too much involved in all this, and they really are studying the injury reports and all this other stuff. But if you watch the spread really does take care of that. So that's really the first thing that I always pay attention to when I'm getting ready to bet.
All right, well, you heard it there
great.
first. You want any gambling tips? You listen to those three, and you know what I'm saying. If you just want to talk sports, you can listen to me.
So,
don't listen to me.
I ain't wasting my money. I ain't wasting my money, bro.
Talking to my wife, she told me I'm not supposed to
what?
no more bets because I ain't been winning shit.
Those
So,
are
Rob,
facts, Nick.
speaking
Facts.
of which, on lines moving, Chargers Falcons started at 6.5 spread. Now we're down to 2.5 for game day.
Oh yeah, and you know why that is? It's just because of the injury. It's the injuries, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, like,
and then Cordell coming back too, which helps the Falcons side.
I'm gonna need a gambler's 101 from you guys one of these days, so you can help me make a little
101
extra money, man. Because I can use the extra money, but it's hard. It's hard for me to pull.
It's the number one.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I don't even do that when I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? Talking crap. I don't even. You know what I'm saying? It's all facts and stuff. I go based on facts and stuff, which is why, like I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep going there. Well, it is what it is.
The other thing too, that like, so if you're gonna do something on a Sunday, as far as these NFL games, betting one or two games when you're watching the spread, it's better to maybe try to bet a couple of, like, maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 games, because things can happen. I mean, I've like this spread with the Jets, it's moved. This spread with the Chargers, it's moving a lot, but that doesn't mean that that's what's going to actually happen. The Chargers can come out and score 40 points and beat them 40-0. I mean, that still could happen. So if I'm really like trying to do something, I try to bet more games than just 1 or 2, and try to really, I guess, catch, fire in a bottle or whatever that is. I try to like spread that out. So maybe if I pick 7 games, I win maybe 5 of them, and I go 5-2, and overall my winnings go up that way.
Don't parlay. Whatever you do, don't parlay unless you're so confident in it.
I parlay all the time, and that's where I get busted up, because it's a parlay, and then I turn.
And it's funny you say that, because my bookie, who I've been using a lot now because of the affiliation with the Let's Talk Sports Network, the minute you place a bet or you place multiple bets with my bookie, you got to watch, because they automatically try to get you to parlay the picks.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily what you want to do. You want to try to keep them as single bets as you're going through, because parlaying, obviously, you can have 4 wins and that 1 loss is going to kill you.
Right. Is it usually more money though when you do the parlays? I'm assuming
the odds are better.
The odds are better. The odds get better. But yeah, obviously the risk is there as well.
Right.
So what I like to do, and just like is put like this week I just picked every winner, but I didn't bet a whole lot of money. Like every winner I thought for this Sunday, or I think even all week. And I just parlayed that into, but I put like $1 or $2 in. So like you know what I mean? Like I'm not betting, you know what I mean? It's like literally like a scratch off, because like, do I think all these are going to win? I do think they're going to win, but the chances are probably not going to happen. But $2, I could go to a scratch off, and it's the same type of thing. So if you're not betting like
it's not something you enjoy more.
Yeah. If you're not betting huge money, you know what I mean? Like a parlay is nice, because if that parlay hits, I win like $100 off of $2. You know what I mean? So, and then this but the simple game as far as like, or even like same game parlay, which isn't
same
too
game
bad.
parlays are fun. I will do those.
Usually, like if you're gonna do a parlay, make it a huge, like a big parlay, or like a 5-legger. Like if you want to do, like I usually do a 5-legger on. Hey, these are my 5 locks on point spread, and I won't put a whole lot of money in there, but just the odds.
You gotta be smart.
Yeah.
Don't expect your parlays to hit every time. Is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. That I mean, that's the thing. When you're an amateur, it's hard to, like, you know what I'm saying? Hard to say.
No, it is. Like I did it at first, where I was parlaying everything, and then I'm like, wait.
Like I said, I'm gonna have to pick y'all's brains, but if you're watching the show, these are the guys that you want to that you want to watch for their for any betting tips or any gambling stuff like that with these three here?
I will tell you one thing, Johnny. My buddy Mike, who's on the Sports Buffoons with me, texted everybody and it's been announcing it for the last 3 days, 4 days. Has got some big money or other people to put big money on it. Miami Dolphins covering the 4.5 point spread today. That is his lock. I'm pretty sure he has like 500 on that sucker, if not close to 1,000. Another guy put in 200. I put in my $20, 25 for a free bet. So, whatever. Like, yeah, but he says it's a lock. It's done deal. No Robert Quinn.
My brain and my heart are telling me that
defense is already messed up. We saw what happened after the Quinn trade.
The Dolphins should win by like 15 points. They should win by 2 touchdowns. But as soon as I put money on them, then I'm gonna start You just said don't bet with your heart.
Don't bet your team.
Even though that's a smart pick.
That's how I do it. I don't bet the Chiefs.
I was about to say I can't do my own team because I already get mad when they lose. So I ain't trying to like have money, even $20.
Scott did it. He did. You got to do it. If you're going to do it any game, this is the game to do it.
Yes. And of course, like Rob said, my bookie, check it out. Definitely. All right, Rob, before you get up out of here, let the good people know where they can find you.
Well, tonight we're actually going to be doing a live Nova Nation to kick off the season.
Let's go.
The college basketball season starting.
Yeah.
So we got a little thing going tonight. We're going to have some fun and kick everything off tonight with Villanova versus LaSalle.
Nice.
For tomorrow night. So.
Nice. Looking forward to that. What time are you going to be on, bro?
We're probably going to be around like 8:30. We're going to go on. So okay. I'm going to miss like the first quarter of that Sunday night game, but I'll be watching now. I'll be doing multiple eye rolls there.
You're good, man. We'll still we'll still have fun with our conversation afterwards. I mean, hopefully, you're doing a show for tomorrow's game, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I was gonna say, so hopefully your team don't lose, and then you're all,
No.
Your Chargers and Villanova lose on the same day. That might not be a good day for you. That might not be a good conversation that night. Sorry. I'm just saying, would that be a bad bet? The Falcons over the Chargers? Like, I'm worried about the Chargers.
No, I have the Falcons.
I would take the Falcons.
I got the Falcons. Good value. Good value.
That's good value.
Minus 105. Not minus. I'm sorry, wrong.
Plus 2.5 is what I got here.
Plus 2.5. Oh, they did. Oh wait, PointsBet has for 107, but I got it down. I got it at a 105 for plus 2.5 earlier. So
I'm gonna have to throw a few dollars down and check this out. See what all the hubbub is about. You know what I'm saying? And see if
What's
I can
the hubbub about?
See if I can make a couple extra dollars. So if I'm on the show later on doing the post game show later, all pissed off, we
all know why.
I lost my $10. Yo, Rob, thank you very much for coming. Of course, we will be
fun.
See, you have fun on our show tonight. Of course, you'll say, like I said, we have fun on the Sunday night post game, even if the game sucks. I expect the game to be good. You'll say, even though this is another one.
Titans and Chiefs.
I got Chiefs big. I got Chiefs big here.
It depends. It depends who starts. Is it Tannehill or
it don't matter.
Malik? It does matter. It matters extremely.
Well, what's the spread? Wait,
this was a 5-point open. It's 12.5 now, but that's because Tannehill was initially ruled out. Now Tannehill is a game time decision. So
so it was 12 with Malik.
It still is 12.
It's still 12.5.
It's still 12.5.
See, but like you said, Kansas City can win.
I took the Chiefs at 12.5.
I was saying they can win 35-10.
The Chiefs also can lay down an egg, as we saw against the Indianapolis.
See, that's your emotions as a Chiefs fan. Saying
I know that's why I don't bet these games.
That's Indy. That's their dark. That's their Titan of terror.
We saw Malik Willis try to pass last week.
Rob, hold on. Rob, do you gotta go?
Huh?
You gotta go?
I'm good.
I was about to say, because you were saying Rob's a regular. You were saying so. We can just keep it going. I got a question. I got a question about. You say, go ahead, say what you were gonna say, Tanner.
I was just to say, Malik Willis passed for 56 yards, but Derrick Henry ran for what was it, like 180,
200, over 200 yards,
over 200. Yeah. So the focus, if Malik starts, of course, the focus comes into Dontrell Hillard and Derrick Henry, stopping those guys. if Ryan Tannehill comes into play, well, now you got to worry about Robert
Not really.
Woods.
No,
Now you
there's
got to
still-
worry
I'm
about
about to
Kyle
say, wait,
Phillips.
who?
Even
You gotta
with
worry about who?
Tannehill, they haven't been throwing the ball. Tannehill's
Right.
only dropping back
Look,
15 times a game.
You're telling me right now, Nick, last time the Titans and Chiefs played, okay, Nick Bolton stuffed Derrick Henry. This was Keen Henry at the time, prime rolling. He was, I think, multiple 100-yard games going into play, and he had less than 55 yards that game because rookie Nick Bolton last year came out of nowhere, and he's a run stuffer. Now you got Leo Chenal coming into play too, another run stuffer. You never bench Derrick Henry. Never bench Derrick Henry.
No.
Okay. But don't be surprised if he's circled. Okay. And Scott is right. I do like the Dontrell Hilliard because if you get in the red zone, end zone, that is where the Chiefs' strong point is against the rushing. Chiefs suck outside of that. But Dontrell Hilliard could be a sneaky guy to get a couple TDs today. So, look, I'm just saying, this is why I don't bet the game. But Ryan Tannehill is a difference maker. That's all I'm going to say for this Tennessee team.
The fact that comes out of your mouth is the most.
He's the
crazy
X factor for the Tennessee
thing
team.
I've ever heard.
That's a good thing for
Ryan
Tennessee.
Tannehill is a difference maker.
He is.
I
This
thought
sounds
the
like
water was
Willis?
good in Kansas City.
This
Well,
sounds like
I was just talking about how you gotta watch
Wait,
this man for some
wait,
knowledgeable takes.
this sounds
And
like
my
the
man
building up of an excuse.
Ryan Tannehill
Right,
is a
right.
difference maker. Wow.
Ryan,
No, I'm just saying for this Tennessee team, you don't want Malik Willis in the seat because
Yeah,
you don't
but
get any
A.J. Brown-
passing yards.
AJ Brown
You have a
ain't there
better
for him
chance
to
of
throw it
Ryan
up.
Tannehill. If Ryan
AJ
Tannehill plays well, then they win, or they play. Then they have a better chance. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
I still like the Chiefs here. 13.
No, I like
mean,
the Chiefs.
They get up 2 scores. If it's even 10-0 and they can take Derrick Henry out, like that's the thing with the Texans. They could keep giving it to Derrick Henry 30 times a game because the game was so score. The Texans can't score.
The Titans, bro. The Titans.
But I'm talking about last week when they
Oh,
played
last
the
week.
Texans.
True.
Last week
They
against
could-
the
Facts,
Texans.
my bad.
The
Yeah,
Titans
and that
can't
was the
score.
beauty game for Ryan Tannehill to be out because now you get a horrible Texans defense that can't stop the run, and you don't have to worry about Malik
Right.
Willis passing for over 56 yards.
I'm not gonna question Ryan's heart because he's gonna want to play if he can play. But bro, he ain't no difference maker, bro. And you ain't got
Thank
AJ
you.
Brown there no
Thank
more
you.
either.
Who do I want starting tonight? I want Willis starting tonight. That's a Chiefs fan.
Well, if you're taking that, was it 12 you said or something like that?
12 and a half?
12 and a half.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely
you
want
want
the kid to-
Willis if you're taking the cover, Chiefs
Well, I said-
covering that point spread. You want Malik Willis all day long in that.
As
Wasn't
a
it like
Titans
50
fan, though,
yards?
I want
As a
Tannehill.
Titans fan, I want Tannehill.
Well, yeah. I don't even know if Titan. I don't know.
Look, they went on a 5-game win or whatever it was, 3-5 game, whatever it was, win streak since that Bills blowout. That wasn't because of Malik Willis. That was because of Ryan
No, of
Tannehill and
course.
Derrick Henry.
No, it wasn't because
Okay.
of Ryan Tannehill.
I mean,
it was 'cause of
they're
Derrick
five.
Henry.
They're 5-2. I
They
feel
got to
you.
pass the ball at some point.
They're 5-2 and they're in a horrible division. So you know what I'm saying? As far as going forward, they're gonna win that crappy division and make the playoffs. But as far as I said, I'm still trying to
gonna win.
wake up from the whole difference maker and Ryan Tannehill in the same sentence.
I'm
thing.
just stating the facts that you want Ryan Tannehill in there.
Amen,
If Ryan
Johnny.
Tannehill plays
Amen,
well,
Johnny.
the Titans are well. Okay.
I'm sorry, man. I just saw him just standing there for 7 years with no pocket presence at all.
Well,
And just stand there and keep taking hits. And it's
that's
like,
another
bro,
that's
move,
another guy
move,
from earlier.
bro.
A new
Move.
scene changed it.
Yeah,
So-
because he had
so-
Derrick Henry to hand the ball to.
Yes, I could hand the
Well,
ball
give
off
two-
to Derrick
give two of
Henry
that.
20 times a game.
Give 2 of that.
132, 181, 137 last 3 games for Tannehill.
Listen,
his-
listen to who they've
Beats the
beaten
hell out
here.
of 56 yards.
We're talking
why
about
would-
the Titans here. So here's who they've beaten in this little run that they've had. Raiders.
Facts,
They stink,
facts.
and that was a 2-point game. They beat the Colts 24-17. They stink. They beat the Commanders, barely beat the Commanders 21-17, another 1-score game.
That was
Commanders-
Carson Wentz Commanders, right?
Yeah,
I think that was a Carson Wentz Commanders.
barely beat the Colts and I guess a 2-score game 19-10, and the Colts stink. Then they beat the Texans 17-10. Texans
Without
stink.
Tannehill.
Right.
So again,
Right.
you're talking
They-
over
they-
here. Who the hell have the Titans beat? They're taking advantage of who they're playing. Now you're
They're
expecting.
the AFC's Minnesota Vikings, bro. I'm
No,
telling
If
Minnesota's
you're
better.
gonna
Hey,
beat the
who did-
Chiefs,
Who did
you
Minnesota
need
play?
Tannehill.
At least
Check out who-
Minnesota's beaten by teams by 2 scores a lot of times. I feel like the
Nah,
Titans are
bro.
barely
Not
beat.
Check it
really.
out.
By.
Check out Minnesota
Vikings
stuff.
aren't that good.
When you go ahead and check out.
I mean, they're
Minnesota
good,
stuff.
but
Rob,
Let's look at Minnesota.
Rob,
here.
besides
I'm pulling them up.
obviously your Chargers and your the Falcons game, what are the key matchups, guys? You say besides our teams playing. I mean, I know Nick ain't even worried about his team, but besides the 3 of us and our teams playing, like what's the other good matchups that you really want to watch?
yeah.
Hey, go
elite,
ahead, take
Scott.
Jordan Love.
Elite Scott.
Hey.
Dude, I
mean,
actually liked him coming out. I'm not a top 10 pick or whatever, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I had investment in college football that year because we needed a quarterback and we were tanking. And I saw Tua, but it's not like I was on the Tua bandwagon, so I didn't care who they took. So I was watching all 3.
Hey, now, Johnny.
I was watching.
Let's let Rob answer the question.
Herbert. I was watching Tua. I was watching all of them just to see. I mean, the kid's got some ability. You know what I'm saying?
Let's let Rob answer the question.
Wait, is there another comment that I'm missing from
No.
your son that hasn't gone up yet? I'm waiting.
That was Scott.
I wonder how we got back to Tua.
That was Scott.
There we go.
Because of the Jordan Love. Titans need to trade for
Jordan Love. I said I was watching college games of all 3 that year. The kid's got ability, is all I'm saying. He's got some talent. It's raw, but he's got some ability.
Stop.
This kid said stop. But yeah, you're saying Tannehill.
I'm just stating that's all they got is Malik Willis and Tannehill. You need Tannehill. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, those are facts. So what's up, Keith? Any other matchups? I'm looking at the Bills Jets, and that could be because I'm an AFC East guy, and I'm hoping that the Jets. Oh my God! I can't believe I'm saying this. I hope the Jets win the game, just to help us out. You know what I'm saying, with the Bills as far as record wise. But any other thoughts on the Bills Jets or any other matchup today?
I actually want to see if Seattle wins again today, and gets another win, really putting the pressure, in that NFC West. I like to see them. I mean, that Arizona really hasn't played that well, and is Seattle really that good? That's kind of a question. And if they keep winning, you gotta kind of think that they're better than what people thought they were going to be.
But
you didn't have to throw in the really to be nice there, Rob. Like the Cardinals are not playing well, bro.
They're not. But
Bucks Rams.
I'm
I'm interested in that game just because, like, these are two. This was supposed to be an NFC Championship game, and it's 2 teams like fighting for like their playoff lives. So I mean, I didn't really like either game to like bet on, like as far as betting, because I don't trust either team. But as far as just a intrigue, game, a game that's like interesting, it's that one for me because, again, which team is going to show up here? Like these 2 teams should be like almost like have winning records. Like, hey, beginning of the year, like Bucks Rams, that's an NFC, championship game preview. Here it is, 2 teams fighting to stay in the playoff hunt.
Great value on both too, by the way, teams.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I had circled here, Nick.
Yeah,
was Rams Bucks.
Yep, -3 for the Bucks on spreads for -105 and 104. MGM and FanDuel and Caesars. I love this.
I got this. This one's on here too. Vikings at Commanders. How do you guys feel about that game?
I like the value of the Commanders on my side. They changed it.
Yeah, it's
-120 for DraftKings. Oh, there we go. -104, -105 FanDuel, Sports Bets, and Caesars at +3 for the Commanders.
Yeah, I like Minnesota.
I think the Commanders win that game.
No,
like besides betting purposes, just balling. I like Heineke.
I do too.
Different energy.
Yeah. I just think Minnesota, man, again, they just
look at Rob.
They got some weapons. And they added TJ Hawkinson. I know he's probably not
I like
be a
that.
whole lot today.
Man, Lions are gonna lion, yo. Like, how do you give up a tight end like that in your division, bro? Like, what?
For nothing, for peanuts, man.
That point spread seems very tight too for that type of game too. For me, that Minnesota game with Minnesota only having 1 loss and Washington really kind of struggling, for it to be only a 3-point spread to me is kind of interesting on that one.
Mm.
Yeah, we
But
were
game
talking about-
wise, what do you like as far as sorry, Nick? No betting, just game wise. Are you a believer that the Vikings are as
No
good as their
Darren
record
Waller.
says they are? Yo, the Jags are gonna beat them down, bro. Watch.
No Darren Waller, just on that list there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob. So,
No,
you
no,
got
no,
any
no.
faith in the Vikings? Like, do you think that 6-1 is real?
I think the Vikings will win today against the Redskins. As far as how good they are,
Hey, they're the commies now. Oh, I'm sorry, the Commanders. They're the Commanders. My bad.
I mean, as far as how good the Vikings are, I mean this game today, it's not really against one of the better teams in my eyes. So you might not get that much on that, but this is a game that they should win, I would think, and that's why I'm curious on why it's only a 3-point spread.
Here's the reason, Rob. Here's their scores, their list of scores, right? So they blew out the Packers 23-7 week 1, lost to the Eagles, and then barely beat the Lions 28-24, barely beat the Saints 28-25. The Bears game 29-22. So that was a 7-point game. The Dolphins that was when they had their third stringer in there, 24-16. Then they beat the Cardinals 34-26. So maybe that's the reason. Like Minnesota has been playing in these close games. Outside of the Cardinals game, Cardinals did make a slight comeback that game. That could be the reason it's at 3, because Minnesota kind of plays up to their competition, and they also kind of play down to their competition.
And I'm telling you, if Teddy plays that game and not Skyler, the defense, Minnesota had 10 3-and-outs, bro. 10 3-and-outs in that game with a third string. I'm telling you, they would have lost that game. I mean, props because they won the close games and they did what they had to do. But they remind me, like I said, of the Titans. You're beating up on a bunch of teams that you should beat on. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what happens in the playoffs and stuff like that. But like I said, do the Jets have any kind of chance at all to upset the Buffalo Bills? Like, do I have any hope, or do I even bother?
The Bills are
do I even bother checking them out?
Which Zach Wilson shows up? That's all I needed to know. Which Zach Wilson shows up?
That Breece Hall injury hurt them. Sorry, Dan. I know you recovering and stuff. That Breece Hall injury hurt them, man. It did. And I like Robinson, the kid they got from Jacksonville, but I don't know. The last one that I have here, of course, is the Monday night game. Ravens at Saints. I mean, the Saints put it on the pathetic Raiders last week, shutting them out. I mean, is everybody just going to jump on the Ravens handling their business in New Orleans, or somebody think the Saints can pull it out?
I think the Saints can pull it out. That's one of the hottest offenses going on right now, coming into play. I really think when Andy Dalton is scoring that offense, if they can just get a couple stops, they could pull it out. It really could happen.
I'm not big on the Ravens either, but what about you guys?
So we said it on my show, Andy Dalton 0-11 in his last primetime game. So make it I think it's 0-12 now. So this might be 0-13. It's the only person worse than Kirk Cousins on primetime is Andy Dalton. So there's your answer. Andy Dalton's starting on primetime. Maybe they should make the shift since it's primetime to go to Jameis and then be like, hey, Andy, you're going to start next Sunday. We just know that you suck on primetime. Can
they flex to daytime?
Yeah,
they can't. They can't opposite flex.
Not on Mondays,
bro. I'm just as shocked right now as when you said that on Wednesday night. Now that you say that, I'm remember when you said that on Wednesday. I can't believe that. Yeah, 0-11 or 0-12. Wow, like that's.
He was 0-11 on the last Thursday game that they lost to Arizona. So
he's 0-12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Make it 0-13.
Rob, where you going on that one, Rob?
Yeah, I would go with the Ravens covering the 2 points. That seems a little bit closer than what I think will realistically happen.
All right. Would anybody touch the Panthers, Bengals, or Packers, Lions?
I like the Panthers running game against the Bengals defense, who struggled last week, coming into play. Yeah, I honestly, I think I already bet on it. So,
on the Panthers?
On the Panthers to cover.
Yeah, I like
Foreman. If Foreman can walk or run like he did, and then PJ Walker get the ball to DJ Moore. Look, this
Right.
Bengals defense, we saw a big struggle last week against the Browns. Granted, it was on Thursday, but
That was Monday night.
was it Monday? Oh, it was Monday night. That's right. It was Halloween night,
Halloween
right?
night,
Or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So, because we didn't cover it, that's why I don't remember. The Bengals, I don't know. They looked off. They looked not right coming into play.
It's at
So,
7. Man, that's tough. I like the money line. I still like the Bengals, but at 7,
that's it. I think Carolina covers.
Carolina. I like the 7 at Carolina. But I mean, what do we know? I know me, you, and Rob both picked Georgia to win money line, but Tennessee to cover. And by God, Georgia took that personally. Like they checked into the comments, said, "Hey,
Like you guys actually thought Tennessee
y'all must have
for
forgot
real?
y'all
Just
must
to
have
cover?
forgot what Georgia said.
Nah, yo, like
Y'all must
I
have
don't know,
forgot
man.
Georgia said.
yeah, yeah.
Georgia stone cold
Tennessee
stoned those
person.
guys in the first
Exactly.
drive. So that was bad.
Yeah. I mean, the elements didn't help that game, but that was bad. Yeah.
Wait,
What-
what was
I
the
mean,
final
so-
score? I can't remember what that game.
28-17, I thought.
Oh, so I
maybe.
got the cover then. I got the under then. All right, cool. Good.
Oof. Scott is throwing shots out at people.
Hey, don't be.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Don't hate on that's my man crush. Don't be hating on my man crush.
Look, I don't believe in Burrow without Chase. It's like I don't believe in Kyler Murray without DeAndre Hopkins. Two different styles that they have to play ball. and they
No,
just
it's
get
two
scared.
totally different.
Nah, that's totally bro.
No.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Don't
I
you
gotta
dare.
go with Nick on this one.
Tua without Tyreek Hill. That's
Don't
what I'm
you-
saying right now.
Don't you dare disrespect
Scared.
Joey B. Don't you dare. There will be no slander of Joey B around me.
Oh man.
None. I love him like he's my own son.
Yeah, with his 4-leaf clover in his back pocket at all times.
Hey. I
All
love
right,
him.
I ain't loving Joey Burrow like that, but I will
do.
take
I
him
do.
every
He's my
day
favorite
and twice on
quarterback
Sunday
outside of
over
the
Kyler
Packers.
Murray. Bro.
I love him.
I will
Oh,
take him
man.
over Kyler
Coolest
Murray
guy in the world.
anytime. All right, last one for Scott since he's shouting out so much. Are the Patriots gonna finally get Frank Wright fired?
Frank Wright's
No.
fired at the end of the year. He already
Yeah,
fired.
he's not leaving till the
Bro,
end of the year.
and then
Yeah.
okay, since we're touching on that, like why do you get rid of the offensive coordinator?
Because that's
Bro,
what
you
happens.
calling plays.
You gotta have
calling plays.
somebody take
You gotta have a
blame.
fall guy. This is
So-
Johnny. You've been watching
Yeah.
football
Not
for
to-
40
not to
years.
Come on.
This is what
Not
happens.
to
Have you
throw
watched
this
sports?
Not to throw this big ass gorilla into the room.
This is
But you
the
fire
Sports network, guys.
you fire the minority. You fire that guy.
Yeah,
That's the guy you fire.
you gotta have your fall
Yeah.
guy somewhere.
You gotta. Hey, they doing everything. Frank Wright's doing everything that he's supposed to do, right? Hey, I was the quarterback's fault. It was Matt Ryan, Sam Ellinger. Get in there.
Bench him.
I mean, when
you
do
know
you
what?
have any like?
It's
you know
not.
what I'm
It's
saying?
not
Like,
me. It's the offensive
like-
coordinator. I know I call the plays, but he's still.
Like-
It's still his fault.
We gotta
He's
make some
game planning.
changes, man.
So no loyalty, no nothing. You throwing your guys over the boat, over ship. Like nah, it's him.
Okay, before you get fired, everybody got to go before you.
We
Bro.
got Scott in here.
Welcome back, Scott. Welcome back.
Listen. I finished my shot earlier. The other thing, I'm just telling you.
Over ship, like nah, it's him. It's him.
Before you get fired, everybody got to go before you. Scott in
You can't.
Welcome back, Scott. Welcome back.
You can't fire a guy that's going to get fired at the end of the year.
there. Exactly.
That's what I said.
Scott, you're echoing with your.
Yeah,
you're out here.
Turn it off. Turn the radio off.
I just did.
What, is that a sandwich?
Yeah, I just finished lunch. So, Patriots are going to win by 10 points today. No doubt.
I agree.
At least.
Wait,
No.
Who's
Mac Jones or
quarterback?
Bailey?
It don't matter.
It's Mac.
Oh, it
It's Mac
matters.
tag.
It matters.
Dan knows who I'm with. I'm on the Bailey.
Yeah,
train.
we all know. Yeah, we all know
Yeah,
who
Bailey
you
train.
like.
That's-
You know what I'm saying?
that's
We
what
all
I'm
know who
on.
you like.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're gonna run it down the Colts' throats, and the Colts may score 10 points. They might.
Reminder Stevenson is going to be a beast today. No
Right,
Damian
Jonathan
Harris.
Taylor.
No Damian
ain't
Harris.
playing.
Damian Harris is inactive.
Yep.
No Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, the Colts are. Yeah. That's
No.
what I'm saying. That's good. That might get ugly.
Zach Moss could be the leading rusher today.
Zach Moss is inactive.
Oh, he's inactive. Well, they
So
can't
it's
be the leading
Deion
rusher.
Jackson and Phillip Lindsay are your two main running backs.
Wow.
Hey boys, I'm gonna have to skedaddle out of here.
I was
got
about
some
to
stuff-
say,
No doubt, man. We
Yeah.
can call it. Yo, Scott, thank you
Gotta
for
wrap
coming
her
back.
up.
We can definitely wrap it up.
I gotta set the rest of my
Sorry.
lineups. Make
Like
sure
I
I'm
tell
good.
like I tell my kids, you know what I'm saying? Always wrap it up.
Late,
Guys.
by the way,
always
late
wrap it
breaking
up.
news.
Always
Late
be
breaking
safe.
news.
What's your breaking
Aaron
news?
Rodgers is inactive.
I know
yeah.
it's got
It's better for him.
Hey,
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure. I appreciate you guys helping me out here and helping me steer this boat. Dan, much love. Keep on, like I said, keep on resting and recovering. I love the shirt, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Tanner, good job with throwing up the, you know what I'm saying, the sponsors there. I appreciate all the love and all the help, guys. People, thank you for checking us out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, smash that little bell so you can get notifications whenever we're going to be gigging like this on the show. These guys all got their own shows. Look it up because it's all good stuff, good content, good people. I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate you guys being with me. Everybody take care of yourselves. Enjoy your Sunday. And like always, be safe, people.
See y'all.
Well,